Hi, we're about to go to New Zealand for a food adventure.
Basically going to be landing into Christchurch and then making a road trip down to Queenstown.
One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is the billion-star restaurant.
We're going to be finding some truffles, we're going to be visiting a salmon farm,
Yes.
and then definitely tasting lots of wine.
Lots of wine. So make sure you join us as we go on this adventure, okay?
So join us on this 3-part video series as we take you on our foodie adventure in the beautiful South Island of New Zealand. We begin our journey on Air New Zealand Premium Economy, which was really comfortable. And after a 9.5-hour journey, we landed into Auckland and transferred to the domestic terminal for a 1.5-hour flight into Christchurch. The drive into the city is simply gorgeous, with autumn-coloured trees lining the roads. We checked into the Sudima, which is a boutique hotel located on Victoria Street. The rooms are clean, comfortable, and even has a kitchenette. After a quick refeed, we started our walk to the first activity.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou o te rā, tēnā tātou katoa. So welcome everybody.
Our first activity is to experience paddling in a traditional waka or canoe down the Avon River. We learned how wakas were instrumental in transporting all the necessary materials for city building in the early years. Another way to explore Christchurch is to hop onto one of the tramways, but we didn't get to do it this time. It's hard not to notice that this city has suffered 2 major earthquakes 12 years ago and it's still in the midst of restoration. You may want to stop by this chocolate shop that makes their own chocolates on the way to the Riverside Market, where you can grab a bite and pick up some gourmet food products.
This is a Feijoa. I've never eaten one before. Interesting fruit. It's like a guava, but a bit sweeter and softer. Quite nice.
Then we met our walking tour guide Riwai, who showed us how to do the honging. He explained how a number of Maori heritage elements have been incorporated into the redesign of the city. And our first food stop for the evening is at the old Christchurch University, called the Cellar Door. The thing to have here is their wine tasting flights. You get 4 quarter glasses of wine for the price of 1. This is basically our appetizer stop. Next stop is the King of Snake, where we got to cozy next to the fireplace while overlooking the Avon River. They specialise in mocktails here and we're quite enjoying their modern fusion bites like this fried abalone cake, and their fried eggplants were especially good. And final stop, we had some rolling in creamy gelato. Breakfast on day 2 was at Miro, a very popular place for brunch, so book in advance. We recommend ordering their eggs Benedict, which were very well done. The beef short ribs were also very tender, though a tad salty. Then it's a 45-minute drive to the Waipara region as we took in the beauty of the rolling hills along the way.
So here we are at the truffle farms. Basically it's not the season for truffles yet, but the owner was nice enough to bring us around, show us how the dogs train to find the truffles. Then we managed to find a little truffle that is not really ready yet. They're just sprouting out of the ground. These are the ones that are spoiled. The real ones are still underground, so you have to come back during the season where the dogs will find them, then you can dig them out and you can smell them, but you can't eat them. You still have to buy them.
Good thing they put out some truffle butter and truffle gin for us to try.
Up on the hills, we've got more limestone. Down on the flats, we've got more clay. And then we've got this lovely, what we call Greystone, which is an amalgamation of sea fossils, small pebbles and clay, and that's all been fused together over time and then pushed up to the top, popped out the Earth's crust, and this is what we farm on.
And these lovely grapes are an outcome of farming on that mineral-rich terrain. Then we sat down to a lovely wine pairing long lunch.
Pétillant, natural in French actually means naturally sparkling. It's more effervescent, so it's got a really lightly natural sparkle to the wine. The row that we've picked the grapes from is the row that we ferment the wine in.
Wow, what a special wine. And for the mains, we had a lovely venison that was perfectly cooked.
I'll explain the dessert to you. So we have a pumpkin conserve, which is grown over this hedge.
That put a smile on his face.
So this is the Bone Line Vineyard. We're doing the walking trail. I don't know where we're walking to, but we'll find out.
Well, it's a different kind of wine tasting experience as we walked to the actual blocks where they grow the grapes and had a taste of the wine.
This block here is our top Chardonnay and the older stuff that we've got.
These are Chardonnay grapes.
If anyone wants to eat a grape, feel free to
Nice.
eat it.
And this is how they take the nets off the grapes. Next, we met a man who bought an old quarry and transformed it into a sculpture park. Yep, he made that and he calls it Two Worlds. He has a couple of other fun contraptions like this boot kicker and a bike that will help cut your hair while you cycle. And another bike that will help you model your latest hair product. Do take a walk up the hill to view his other artwork, which are all for sale by the way, and catch a view of the lovely Waipara, North Canterbury wine region. Then we were back in town for dinner at a restaurant called Story. This is a cozy restaurant that sits about 20 to 30 people. And we had the 3-course Trust the Chef set menu. After our soup, Les had the smoked beef rump for entree, and I had the vegetarian menu. My main course was some fried Brussels sprout and Comté Espuma. It tastes a lot better than it looks. And Les had some slow-cooked beef short ribs. And finally, dessert. Hope you enjoyed our video, and do catch our next episode where we leave Christchurch to travel down south to Geraldine and Lake Tekapo to try and see some stars. Happy eating and safe travels.